Hi, everybody. Welcome to our second community meeting. If you have anything for today, please do add to the agenda. Let me figure out screen sharing as I'm talking. One thing I want to say is we have or just open source a new project called KMCP. I don't know if you all heard about it. It's a set of tools and a controller to help you easily deploy MCP server either locally or in Kubernetes and help you manage your MCP server in Kubernetes. What's really interesting to me related to Agent Gateway, since we're in Agent Gateway community meeting, is it has integration with Agent Gateway. I believe Agent Gateway runs as part of the pod, and it allows the traffic go through the Agent Gateway before it goes to the MCP server, so you can easily use Agent Gateway to mediate the traffic to your MCP server. I'm going to take a pause here to see if anybody wants to add anything or have any question or regarding that new open source project we just open source today. All right, finally think of screen sharing. Yeah, if you could add your name onto the attendance, or if you prefer to have access to the doc, just request the access. I'd be happy to give to you. Sorry. Um, and yeah, so John, thank you for sending that link. I'll put it in the meeting minutes as well. So I definitely encourage you all to check it out, the projects. We are very excited to provide these convenient tools and also a controller to help users manage their MCP services in Kubernetes.
Yeah, I'll take a look on that. I was excited about the announcement and the problem that it's trying to solve. So I'll give it a look and give feedback. So Solo has so many open source projects now that yeah, a lot of feedback to all of them.
Yeah, thanks. We really appreciate that. And how many of you are going to KubeCon? The schedule is out. I believe John Howard, you have a talk accepted at KubeCon, so very excited. And it's about Agent Gateway. So we would definitely recommend you all check out John's talk while you are at KubeCon.
Great. I joined late. So it's already submitted a CNCF sandbox or to be, or maybe not.
Okay. Oh, KMCP. Sorry, I jumped a little bit to KubeCon. So KMCP is part of KAgent org. So as you can see, KAgent is
Yeah, that's
part of,
correct.
yeah.
Yeah.
But you can use
A
KMCP
component.
without KAgent though. So the way we have it is you can run it with KAgent. You can use it outside of KAgent. In fact, I've been using it outside of KAgent myself. And it has the built-in integration with Agent Gateway. So definitely check it out and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay, so for Kubernetes users that want to run MCP servers that have integration with Agent Gateway, great. Okay.
Yeah, we were debating on whether starting a new org, but this is the home for now. But if you have strong feedback, do let us know.
No, it's good that it's under an existing project, like in terms of governance and collaboration and those type of like open source maintenance to get started instead of starting something new from scratch.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, that's the other announcement we have is we talk about KubeCon North America in Atlanta. Agent Gateway, I think we mentioned to you some of in the last community meeting. It's going to be donated to Linux Foundation. And we are working with the organizer of the AI Dev Conference, which is the last week in August in Amsterdam. I believe it's August 28th and 29th. So we will have a keynote about Agent Gateway, and I will travel there to give a live demo about Agent Gateway. So if you happen to be at the conference, do connect with us there too. Awesome. I think that's all the announcement we have. Does anyone else have any related announcement? Dimitri, actually, do you want to talk about your tool I think you had some tool with the Agent Gateway integration.
Not really a lot about it. I just started to put together the MCP servers to have a secure Docker containers, and I try to wrap it all with Agent Gateway as a front end. But with today announcements and everything, I just need to go back and a little bit like rework that repo as well.
Okay, sorry about that, but thank you for looking at I think we're trying to solve the same problem, so I'm so glad we're doing it in open source.
It's a similar, yes, similar direction, yeah.
Yeah, okay, that's great. Yeah, and do let us know if the way we're wrapping up Agent Gateway makes sense with the MCP server, so because you already have some experience in this area.
Yeah, you mentioned it's not requiring Kubernetes. I'm still not that much in detail. Is it possible to run this KMCP without Kubernetes for something? Because it's only the code generation and the controller, right?
Yeah, so the code generation, you can run it outside the Kubernetes environment. The deployer, I think you can deploy it with Docker, running it locally on your environment, or you can deploy it to your Kubernetes cluster, which we use a controller to deploy it for you. So if effectively you will be deploy a MCP server customer resource, and then our controller would react on that resource and deploy the deployment and services for you with Agent Gateway built into your MCP server, if that makes sense.
Yeah, because I think in my project, I was starting just with a regular Docker and running Agent Gateway directly. But yeah, I think putting everything in Kubernetes, that's the next step.
Yeah,
Agent Gateway in a container.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. All right. Should we continue some of the discussion from last week, or does anyone else have any pressing item to discuss? I actually asked Carlos. I saw you were. Oh, you were adding some notes. Thank you. We really appreciate to do that. By the way, Carlos,
I have one for
A2A. I give you access to this, but it was on your other account. You already have access.
I can send you my email.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah, I was going to ask something about A2A Agent Gateway in front of multiple A2A servers. But I'll add it to the top, to the bottom if we have time. If not, I can open a Discord thread.
Okay, yeah, definitely add it to the agenda. And John, can you talk about K-Gateway merging to main? I think that's super exciting. A lot of people are waiting for that.
Yeah, this last week, me and Nina have been working a lot on getting the K-Gateway stuff up. So Agent Gateway, actually the whole thing is feature complete, working end-to-end and everything. We're just going through the process of getting it merged on the K-Gateway side. The Agent Gateway side itself is already done for everything that we need there. But you can try it out as well if you're willing to build your own images from not the official release. Otherwise, we just met with all the broader K-Gateway maintainers and got sign off to move forward with this. So just a matter of getting the things merged and reviewed and everything. So that should be pretty short. But that it has basically, it doesn't have 100% of the feature set of Agent Gateway locally, but it has a pretty big portion, and obviously we'll expand that out. So you can do LLM stuff, API, MCP, all that sort of thing. So. And yeah, that will be in 2.1, but 2.1 is not coming for a little bit of time, but you can use the 2.1 pre-release in the coming days.
When is the schedule for 2.1 to get cut?
I'm not sure. Do Lynn or Aitan or anyone know?
I don't know either. I need to
don't-
follow
I
up
don't
and
know.
provide an update next week. So let me
Is
take
it-
a to-do for that.
Is it a regular cadence for Gateway, like every month, every 2 months, every 3 months?
So we have daily builds, I think, every day. Last time we did a release was a while back. I think it was around KubeCon Europe.
Oh,
So
wow.
we do have a release coming up soon to that one. I just don't know the exact week. I'd imagine it would be in August, but I will find out for you.
Okay. Okay, interesting. It's a lot long for me, like months to cut a tag and release. Where I come from a different background. Like I like to cut.
Yeah, we're not as slow, hopefully.
Or I will say a different way. I'm not prescribing my end users that I support to take stuff from main branch. Right.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, no,
I
I think in general we're not really expecting you to do that either. I think we will find out when that next release is. It should be, yeah. I think we're looking for a cadence. I don't know exactly we just need a representative from Gateway here to answer that question.
Okay.
Yeah, I think what John meant to the main branch is if you want to provide early feedback, that's what the main branch is for. So it's the development build, basically. All right,
Yeah,
I
take
think.
a first spin.
Okay, so should we get some of the questions from last week? I saw there's a long list of things we need to discuss. So let's get to some. Maybe we should think through actually increase the meeting time. If we have more topic than 30 minutes, I'd be open to that too. So the reference app contribution, I don't remember who asked this question. We certainly would love to have help to help us build the ecosystem, the reference app. So can somebody clarify what this exactly is? I think
I didn't write it, but I had something similar that I can maybe take over.
Yeah, I don't remember.
I think, like, inspired by Carlos's comments last week, I was thinking through like what we need on the documentation side, and what I think we're really missing is like solutions in terms of like high level, like prescriptive, end-to-end, complex or not so complex setups of like, I want to go run MCP in a secure, scalable way, right? We only have today like, here's how you do rate limiting. I don't even know that we have that like, the individual pieces. And so I've been starting to put together some GitHub issues around like, here's the use case of LLM consumption. And it's like, I have multiple teams, each one needs their own API keys, each one needs their own rate limit, we need to authorize this way, that sort of thing. That I'm hoping we can flesh out onto one actual real docs instead of GitHub issues, and then also probably reference apps, like if we did one for MCP, that, here's my 3 servers and, it's exposed this way, I have these policies, and it can be kind of like like we have book info for Istio.
Yeah, I was going to say it. I didn't say it.
World.
I wanted you to say it. Let's not do a book. Yeah.
MCP book.
No book theme. We can do echo. We can do greeting. Something simple.
All right. Movies.
Movies. Okay, movies. I'm doing weather in my other workshops, like weather app. Yep, but it doesn't have to be weather. That's the hello world in the agentic AI.
Carlos, you solution architects have great repos for AWS solutions. Wouldn't it be great if Carlos donated something like that with a complete solution in IAC?
Yeah, I can do. It's up to the community if they like my solutions. I can show some of the. Yeah, I'm doing a weather app and blog posts and workshops and go to market. So I'm happy to donate any of the work that I'm doing. Not any, but if it makes sense, right? But the one that I'm doing is the hello world is weather, because everywhere that I go to this agentic AI A2A MCP is the weather scenario. So an A2A also has it. So yeah, it's one, but we can do another different one or something moving.
I think. Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
No. I originally wrote that question, so I was thinking, especially like Carlos and I, we've been in this other community where we're thinking about AI platform engineering, there are
Yeah,
some
that's a cool one.
like
Yeah.
beyond toy sample apps, there are like some actually usable MCP servers and A2A. I was thinking that could be a good use case. I mean, definitely we need toy examples, like whether it's movies or book info or
Or
coffee shop.
yeah.
I think AI platform engineering could be a good use case, in my opinion.
Yeah, that's the one that we're working in Canoe. That's the second project I'm working on. Like the theme is like a platform engineer or an SRE persona, right? But a bunch of agents and MCPs. But like John, going back what John
I mean,
was saying, like
I would definitely recommend also like we have K-Agent to do a lot of that. I mean, it's like,
yeah,
but yeah, it isn't.
yeah, K-Agent has the theme of the SRE platform. But like John was saying, like even I discovered the MCP everything in your documentation. I didn't know MCP everything existed until I went through the documentation agent gateway. Like, this is the easiest way to like do like examples and show demos and get people started. So if everybody knew about MCP everything, I was the last one to learn about it. So
By the way, there are more MCP rewritten to Go as a static Go executable. It's a perfect way to kind of add it anywhere.
really,
Yeah, we see the Go SDK folder in this model context protocol. They added recently few of reimplementations in Go for the Python based, and it looks even nicer.
okay. So we're for all the Go fans, right?
Yeah.
that's
Well, they
good for them.
use.
So you
it
don't need
uses
to bring the whole
reflections.
world of Python and other stuff. You can just run.
I love that world now. I did
Okay,
Go
okay.
for many years. I love Rust also, by the way. There's any Rust MCP?
Yeah,
Yep,
there's a Rust.
that's
There's a
what
Rust
SDK?
MCP
built on.
There
library.
is SDK. Yeah.
Anyway, I think we're derailing to like languages now.
Yeah.
let's do a hello world. Yeah, I it's a good idea. We don't have to design now, but I think the theme of John putting together a storyline that the same example maybe shows up in different aspects of the security. How do I do security for that thing? How do I do scanning for that thing? How do I? So it's the same thing instead of like disjoint different app or example.
Could we
Yeah.
consider Terraform for IAC on that so that it could go cross-platform? And then we could build out GCP, AWS, and Azure, all from a generalized template.
I think that could that's yeah. So I send the at least +1 for me on that, to have assets that show this, right? And in the repo, the documentation should be around like the agent gateway configuration, right? Regardless how you deploy it, how you deploy infrastructure, Terraform, Python, Ansible, CDK, SDK, crossplane. I can name you all versions of creating AWS resources, but because this thing doesn't have to be run in AWS, it runs in my laptop, right? So
Yeah.
let's concentrate on the API of agent gateway, I'll say. That's my 2 cents.
Yeah, I like that because the way we're positioning Agent Gateway is you don't have to use Kubernetes to run it, right? So
Okay.
something like Terraform, any automation can deploy Agent Gateway into different environments. I think it's great for the project. So, so Carlos, it sounds like you already have something maybe we could reuse, and if you'd be willing to contribute, maybe we should take this offline and have you work. I don't know if who else is interested. I would be also interested, and then we can report back to the team here. What sample would make sense, and what solutions we could potentially build around Agent Gateway for a little bit more complex user setup than what we have today in the DOM.
Yeah, let's get together. I can show you the workshop that I'm building in AWS Hello World weather app with an MCP server and 2 containers, 2 pods. And I'm missing the agent gateway. That's what I'm looking for. Help. So maybe Lynn, you help me put agent gateway on that. And then we show here the audience of how that looks like. And we can create something similar or take the same, take parts or take aspiration. But I'm missing the agent gateway on how to properly position that in that workshop. That's why I asked a question about in front of MCP, in front of A2A. In front of MCP, I think I have a good idea. In front of MCP, I don't know. But yeah, happy to show that solution here in the next cycle of what I have built for. It happens to be AWS, but it's generic. It's pods and containers.
So,
Yeah,
Carlos,
let's do that offline.
I do think it's important to talk about A2A. You brought it up a few times, but I know it's a to-do, but we should get back to it in terms of what that looks like.
Is there example not using A2A, Carlos?
I have an internal version. The A2A is not out because I don't know.
Okay,
The
yeah.
A2A gateway is missing, and the A2A registry to find the cards to have multiple. That's the question. Like, if I have multiple A2A agents, how do I do discovery of those agent cards so I can use them in the A2A client and talk to it through the A2A gateway? I really don't know if the agent gateway has the capability or not today. Maybe it has it, maybe it has part of it, but that's where I'm stuck in A2A world. I'm putting the link to the reference architecture that I have built, finished this week to a point that is an MVP and already running workshops, but it doesn't have the A2A gateway for MCP. So that's the repo and that I have.
Okay, cool. Thank you. So we'll take a look at that offline. I do agree with Eitan. It would be nice to use standard protocol like A2A or MCP, given all the momentum out there. All right, should we move to the next topic? The GitHub repo project board, I apologize. I don't think we made enough progress on this, but I promise you next week we will have a board and we'll start populate some of the items in there. If you have any items though, actually I'm going to give you all an update later today. I want to use at least a label or something. So if you have some item, you can put in a roadmap for a board easily. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, like labels is a way of working with GitHub project board.
Yeah.
The standard templates that GitHub has. We're using it in the Canoe project 3. Myself and others are using in Canoe the standard GitHub project, and I don't know what they did recently, but that template is awesome. Just want to say.
Okay, I'll follow up with you on that too, since we haven't set up anything. So I'll follow up with you, Carlos, to see if you have anything better than what I had in mind.
Like, we can share the one we have not to Sri was gives me to share, but that's the link to the one. If you want to show it, this is how it looks like right now. This is a standard GitHub template for projects. I think was launched recently, because I remember when projects didn't exist, it was a pain to work with them. But you can see them in different views, like a Kanban board, status, and everything. So that's how we have like P1 priorities in progress. This is a roadmap for agentic AI platform engineer.
Got it. Yeah, I'm familiar with this. Okay, so that's pretty much what I had in mind too.
I have a question on what the preferred mechanism is for prioritization. Is there like a voting mechanism that you prefer, or is it kept internal to an internal team? What's your...
This is a great question. So I would say the priority would probably base on who has resources still working on it, right? So for instance, it's a community project. Like, we don't control how community wants to contribute directly, right? So if you are particularly, say for instance, Carlos was very interested in reference architecture and building that. So the fact that he's willing to put the resources behind it, make it a priority higher probably than some other similar, maybe the same level of priority, but because nobody was behind it. So and I think it's also part of the community decision, which we definitely want to, if somebody have strong requirements for one scenario, what's the other, like this is like a stopgapping for me to adopt Agent Gateway, would definitely try to consider that as well. So I would say it's the adoption and resources.
So question on that. So where can we document ideas, visions, all of that stuff that isn't really part of, it's for consideration but not included?
I think
I-
GitHub issues.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
so
usually
GitHub
suggest
issues.
GitHub discussions and GitHub issues.
for what it's
Yeah,
worth.
so I think in
GitHub
GitHub you
discussions
can.
tends to be pretty good.
Yeah, so we probably don't have any, so we'll need to look into that. The other way is you can just open an issue and put in a request. Which one do you all prefer?
Of
We
what?
have pretty good luck with discussions on Gateway API. It's not perfect. It's sometimes messy, but it's basically just an issue, but it's under
Yeah.
like a forum, so it doesn't have the you don't track it as a as
Well,
an actual
an
thing
item.
you're doing.
Yeah,
I
Yeah,
like
we
that.
And
could
you
do
can
that.
I
convert
like-
it to an issue when you want to.
See, that's
Oh, that's
perfect. Where
nice.
it's not in the flow, but you can bring it in if it succeeds the whole ideation piece. Love it.
Yeah. Okay, so if people like that, I think we would be happy to adopt that. Any objections on that? All right, I don't hear any objections. I will look into GitHub discussion, making sure we have it set up properly for Agent Gateway.
It's also a good way, or at least a decent way, to send announcements. Like you can do it on Slack, you can do it, everywhere, but everybody's watching the repo, right? So they give you the ability to do announcements on there, which is pretty nice.
Oh, I like that. Thanks for pointing that out. Yeah, we should leverage that as well. Awesome. I think we are almost at the end of the hour. So unfortunately, we have another meeting we have to go. Is there any pressing topic we should be discussing in the next 2-3 minutes? Carlos, go ahead. Thank you, Shane.
No, I think who said the announcements? When you said like if everybody agrees we're going to do this, I was thinking like where do we announce things to people, like mailing list, or we say look at the meeting agenda or something like that.
Yeah, so we have a couple of ways to announce. So first of all, you all heard we have LinkedIn. So if you have anything related to Agent Gateway, you just tag like @Agent Gateways on LinkedIn,
Okay.
and we can help you promote your messages, your posts. So that's one way. The other thing is announcement on the Discord. So Carlos, like last time you told me you were running a live stream, we help you to promote that as well. So that's another venue. I think we just mentioned GitHub discussion would be another one, which I think is a great idea. We don't have a mailing list. I'm not sure if people read the email, so I'd say maybe not having it for now.
Okay, that's good.
All right. Thanks everybody for joining. I think we're reaching the end of the time. See you all next week. And I promise you all we will have a board next week. So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank
Bye.
you.
Thanks. Bye.